Alright guys, we're back. So we're going to get in the F-150. It's a little cold out here. We'll show you some of the features around the front though. Again, this is 2018, so it's got the new 2-bar grille. I wish it would have been color matched. I think that maybe was a different package, maybe the special edition package or something. But the gunmetal gray looks pretty good. We'll get this garage door open so I'll get a little better view. Alright, so we got a little bit further back view in the garage. So again, we got the 2018 grille on it. Pretty much standard stuff. Got an air dam, got some fog lights, got the halogen bulbs, because honestly this thing was stupid expensive as it was. I couldn't really afford much more of a package. I really wish this thing had LEDs or HIDs. The halogens, man, they do not cut it. Ford's got a bad habit of doing some pretty shitty lighting in their cars, unless you get the upgraded stuff. My Mustang, anybody that has an SN95 knows that pain. We did get the sport package, as you can see the sticker on the back. We got the color matched wheel well extensions. I don't know if they're all color matched. I want to say that was a sport package thing. We got the 18-inch wheel and tire combo. It's got the Michelin, the hell are these things? Primacy XCs. I couldn't find any reviews on these things yet. I think it's a new tire. If you look at the tread pattern on these are more of a highway efficiency tire. Curious to see how they're going to do when it starts snowing out. I can tell you they're smooth on the highway. I mean, for a pickup truck, the thing doesn't feel like a pickup truck. We got the standard manual fold mirrors with the turn signal blinker here. These are just the standard black skull caps. Apparently Ford doesn't have skull caps that you can buy. They're already pre-painted, so I'm going to get some OEM Ford ones and get them painted to match the truck. This we love with the Fords. We always use this on my Mountaineer as well, the keypad thing. So the side mirrors are defroster, and they are like the light dimming, like the rear mirror. Again, you can see the sport package. We got step bar standard on it, and we got the nice F-150 embossed into the back of the truck. So you can see we got the Eco Boost. We went for the baby boost. I would like some decent gas mileage with still some ability to tow, which this one does it. You know, so far I've been getting 20-ish miles to the gallon. It's, you know, in the 20s and 30s right now. So I've been getting 20-ish miles to the gallon, just kind of putzing around. I let the truck warm up like 10 minutes every morning, so that's kind of affecting it. It's got a locking gate, so if the truck is locked, you can see cannot open it. Got to unlock it, and it does come down. I wish Ford added a dampened tailgate, but they did not. Have the provisions for box link. I didn't get the box link for some reason, so I'm going to buy those. I think those things are like 80 bucks. I do have the lit lights. Got the button back here to light those up. That's a little hokey. I kind of wish that I would have gotten a spray and bed liner. This bed liner is a little chauncey. I don't like how it's gapped there and gapped all over different areas. These pull-out things are a pain in the ass to get to your anchors. I'm not even going to pull that out because I don't feel like fucking with that. I'm sure you guys have seen the anchors before. But otherwise it's nice. It should do the trick. Again, it is a short bed, but it's better than nothing. So I've been using the Mountaineer for everything pretty much. Rear seat room is ridiculous. So I'm about 6 foot tall. You guys can see how much space I have behind my driver's seat. My stepson is like 6'2". Man, he lounges out like he's in a damn limo. He's back here chilling like this, listening to his music, doing whatever. So there's a ton of space. My son likes the options for the, got 2 USBs back here, you got 120 volt back there, and you got cigarette adapter for power through there. So you got plenty of power options back here for the kids if you're going on trips. Big cup holders. I wish there was a flip down thing for cup holders, but honestly it doesn't bother me that much because I don't sit in the back and nobody else is driving me around in this. Door panels feel plasticky and cheap. I mean, it's a truck. It's probably supposed to feel like that. But, you know, this is like a $51,000 truck. So I expected a little bit more for my money. Nice LED lights up here, LED lights in the front. These headrests do flip down. They have a button on the side with a flip down. That's kind of cool. I'll probably flip those down to make it a little bit easier to see out of that little back window. We will see. Back seats flip up on both sides. You got a button here to flip those down. So you see I have ice scraper, got my tow hitch, got some jumper cables, ratchet straps, some random stuff that I can find that I need. I have the actual carpet floor mats for this as well. I didn't unwrap them yet. I have the all-weather mats in I got with this. And you can see the button on the side. Put down that headrest. We got the defrost back window with the remote controlled open back window. That's a nice option. I'm sure it will be in the summer at least. One thing I did notice with this thing when I got my windows tinted, I got the windows tinted 20% on the front. They match the rears pretty good, as you can see. One thing I did notice when the guy was tinting the car and I had, you know, 100 miles on it or something, he pointed out to me that this door panel was actually popped off and a couple pins here. I thought he popped it back in while I was there, which I'm pretty sure he did. I actually looked at it this morning and that was popped back out, so I popped that back in. Quality control issue, I guess. Some of the pins were bent. Again, this is old plastic crap. Again, it's a truck, but I expect a little bit more for money. We got power seats, part of the sport package. You can see, if you can see, like the tread mark stuff going up the seats in the front and back. Again, I'm not overly fond of that option, but you know, whatever. The seat folds up as well. We got the power inverter back here, and if I can remember, okay, we got jack back here, got my locking lug nuts, got some stuff for the trailer control, for the lights, and we'll go up to the front seat. Alright, again, power seats, obviously power locks, windows, everything has that nowadays. Ooh. So, my first time owning a pickup truck. Usually I get sedans, sports car, stuff like that, but I have a Mountaineer as well. I let my daughter drive until she buys a vehicle. She took the Mountaineer to school with her. That's about an hour and a half away. So while she had that with her, shit was breaking in the house, lawnmowers breaking, stuff like that, and I had no way to transport this stuff. So I'm paying delivery fees for stuff, trying to ask friends to take me places to pick up stuff, which they didn't want to do. We have a Chevy Traverse as a work vehicle, so on the weekends I would go into work and I would actually steal the Traverse to pick up shit like a lawnmower, pick up little stuff I needed around the house that I couldn't fit in the Q50 or the Veloster. Obviously I'm not putting anything in the Mustang. I think I did have to put something in the Mustang actually one day, which was dumb because I was out and about. But you know, this should fit the bill. Again, this thing is huge compared to what I'm used to driving. I told my wife, hey, it's no big deal, it's really like the same size as the Mountaineer. And then we get to the dealership and she goes, what the fuck is this? I go, this is the truck. And she's like, this is huge, why do you need this? I was like, oh, it's not that much bigger. And then she jumped up into it and I was like, okay, shit, this is kind of a lot bigger. But again, if you look at that view in the back seat, my stepson cannot complain about space anymore. My daughter can't complain about space when they go with us, which is great. But you can see pretty standard. We got the headlight controls over here, dimming. Here's the option for this will actually light up the tailgate. Tailgate lights in the top light. We got electronic e-brake, adjustable pedals. We got our controls for the computer display, cruise control, radio controls, phone controls. I did go with the nav package. So I do have nav. I have the Sync Connect or whatever the hell it's called, where you have the phone controls. Standard climate control. It's not the automatic or dual climate control, which I'm cool with that because honestly I just kept it on standard all the time anyway in my other cars. We got the lighting options up here for the interior lights. Pretty standard stuff. This storage bin is absolutely huge. This actually has a light in it too, so you'll see I have my tray of goodies. I have a bunch of change. I got some shit to clean my sunglasses. Got an emergency flashlight. Got a knife. Got an extra mag with 15 rounds in it. 40 S&W for my Smith & Wesson M&P 40. We got a emergency bag with a whole bunch of stuff, first aid bag. I stole that stuff out of my Infinity. That was actually from my Infinity before that. Never used it, never needed it, but I figured why give it back to them because it wasn't from that car, so I took it with. Got some napkins and got my M&P in there. I want to find a way to mount this M&P to the side in some fashion or mount it up there. I just haven't gotten a chance to do it yet, so this is kind of just sitting in here and sliding around a little bit. But that we will get to that one of these days. Again, big cup holders there. I don't know, change tray or throw pens or something when you're at the bank. More power up front, 12 volt, 120 volt. You have this large storage tray, which has got 2 more USBs in there. To have some random USB cables on there, my work badge that I use to get into work. And usually I'll plug in my phone. If I have to plug in my phone for power, I'll just dump it in there. Otherwise, I may throw my phone up here in this tray. We will, if I have the key on me. I haven't had a key for a vehicle in a while. I had push button start, so this is a little new to me. But it's got a switchblade key. And you can see I have 983 miles or something like that. And 998 miles. So we're almost at 1,000 miles. You hear the Ford ding. That's the welcome that it gives you. So far, I just filled up the other day. Today's Friday. I think I filled up on Tuesday. So we got, usually when it resets to 490 miles or 489 miles or something like that to the tank. I don't know how accurate that is. See trans temp when you go through the controls. Alright guys, sorry about the interruption. We had to go back for a battery change. So we'll get back to the controls. Again, my tire pressures are a little higher than what they should be. I'm going to adjust those. I haven't got a chance to do it. They put it up a little bit high from the dealer. So we'll go down, digital speedometer, engine hours. So far I got 30 running engine hours, 4 hours idle. And that's it. So we'll back out and we'll go down to the thing that everybody wants to see, trip fuel. So again, remember, this is 1,000 miles of me driving this. I took a couple decent trips with this thing, but again, there's very little mileage on this. It's been cold. It's Pennsylvania, early mid-December. It's getting cold. So remember, with this gas mileage, it is cold, number one. It's going to drop your gas mileage. You're going to have cold idle enrichment, stuff like that. Number two, gas is shit in the winter around here. They add ethanol to it. The winter blends. I've noticed every single car I've owned for God knows when, since I started doing the ethanol shit and the gas. I've noticed on the best side, 1 mile to gallon, to the worst side, about 3 miles to the gallon difference in every single car I've ever owned in the wintertime since I started messing with the gas mixture. So I highly suspect this is going to go up a decent amount in spring, summertime when it gets a little bit warmer. Other thing is, I have remote start. So I remote start this thing in the morning about 10 minutes before I go out here to get it a little bit warm. That messes with the fuel economy. I don't know how much, I'd probably maybe a mile to the gallon or something like that total, but you do that every day for a month, it's going to make a difference on your gas mileage. It always has, it always will. But you know what, I'll lose that mile to the gallon in the winter to have that option and not getting to a freezing truck where I got to defrost the window, I got to scrape the window, screw that shit. I like having remote start. So we'll get back to this. Again, you can see 451 miles empty. So far I got 17 hours on this trip. I haven't reset this one for a while. 500, that doesn't seem right, that trip time. But 578 miles for that trip 2. We averaged 19.7 miles to the gallon. We'll go up to the trip 1. I just reset this the other day when I got gas. So we got an hour and 36 on it. That's not accurate too, because that's counting idle time, but we got 40 miles on it. We're averaging 18.5 miles a gallon. This is just me driving back and forth 5 miles to work every day. Again, with the remote start, so it will even out to about 20-ish once I start driving a little bit. But again, that is the meat and the potatoes of it. And this is the 2.7 liter Eco. Fuel economy, I don't really use this thing. That's showing 19.3 average. And again, showing the fuel economy within certain intervals. And compass for the truck. Auto start stop option. So that'll tell you. So anybody on the fence about the auto start stop, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if you're in a stop and go, you're in LA traffic, some shit like that, the stop and go is going to annoy you. And regular everyday driving, the auto start stop does not bother me. If anything, when it doesn't auto start stop is when it bothers me, because I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't do it. There's all kinds of different parameters. If the heat is full blast, if it's certain temperature outside, if you have a four-wheel drive, things like this, the auto start stop does not trigger. There's all kinds of parameters. There's like 30 different parameters that this thing doesn't work. So if anything, you start to notice it when the truck doesn't shut off. Other than that, it doesn't bother me. I don't know in the long haul if it's going to be a problem. I'm probably not going to own it that long, a couple years maybe, so it won't be a problem for me, I'm hoping. But if so, that's what you get a warranty for. So whatever. I can't imagine a starter on this being any more than anything else, but what the hell do I know? Maybe we'll look up later on Rock Auto, see what starters go for. But we'll go back. You got some other options. You got some towing, connection checklist, trailer options, trailer status. It'll tell you if it's got a trailer on it, trailer options. You have sway control. I haven't messed with any of this yet because I don't have a trailer on it. So I don't know. Okay, so you can name your trailer if you have a certain trailer. I don't know why you would want to do this, but you have some options. Add a trailer if you owned a trailer. Connection checklist tells you which type of trailer you have, and it'll tell you if you got it connected, locked. Press OK. Is your wiring connected? Are your lights functioning? Safety chains, tongue jack raised, and it actually shows the stuff moving. And it shows you about extending your mirrors. So it's all cool stuff if you're towing. I'm going to be fairly newer to towing. I haven't towed in quite a while, but I've done very limited towing. So that to me will probably be useful. I do not have the trailer backup assist package. I kind of wanted that, and I saw some videos on how it works, and to me it's a little gimmicky. So I don't know. I'd rather learn how to do it myself and be more comfortable with it. Off-road options. So you're going to show your pitch angle, your whatever angle. I don't know what the hell that's called. You're going to show the power going to which differential. I haven't messed with that at all. I don't go off-road. I kind of want to try it. There's some cornfields behind me and farmland and shit, so I kind of want to go through there, but I probably won't because I'm an adult. But you'll see we're on an 8% or 8-degree incline because we're in my driveway. So now I know what my driveway actually is. Power distribution, so you'll see the power will go from front to rear, depending on if you're taking off, crawling, whatever. I've played with that very limited. That's all you see in here. Then you got your settings, your distance empty calculation, whether you're doing normal towing. I obviously keep it on normal. Parking aid, so I have the backup sensors. It will show you on the screen, and I'll show you that. You may have seen that earlier in the video where it showed the trash cans in the back. And advanced settings, I don't even know what's in here. Some vehicle stuff, wiper controls if you want to do the courtesy wipe. My key. Words of the wise here with the my key. If you don't have kids that's not driving this, don't set up the my key. I didn't realize how much shit that my key thing set up. So I was screwing around with it one day. I set my key up, and then my radio would not play stations that had parental advisory or whatever explicit lyrics. So it was blocking some XN channels that I listened to because it didn't like the language. Sets the speed control for speed cut was at, I don't know, 60 or 80 miles an hour. And there was some other weird shit that it did, but the radio thing annoyed me. And you cannot delete that key unless you have your other master key. So you get 2 administrative keys from Ford. If you change both of those keys and they're non-administrative key, I don't think you can set those back, and you have to go back to the dealer. So thank God I didn't touch the other key. Came home, grabbed the other key, reset that other key, and just went back to administrative key. So I learned my lesson playing around with that. I will not screw with that again. I don't have a use for it. My kids aren't driving this. My wife's not even driving this. And then you got the display set up. I change it from, standard to metric. Temperature, tire pressure, shit like that. You change languages. Otherwise, that is it. That's all for this. So we'll go back to display mode. I like to see distance to empty. You'll see on the side here, you have drive mode. So this is going to be a manual mode button here. We'll start the truck up. So you can see, nice and quiet. So we got the drive mode. I don't know if it's going to let me mess with this at all because I'm in park. But the drive mode we can mess with. You'll see it will go from normal. You got your tow haul option. You got your snow wet option. You got eco, and honestly I don't think eco made a difference. I think I actually lost gas mileage with eco. And then you got sport mode, which I hear is like the insane mode from Tesla or something. I haven't tried out the sport mode. I don't really need it. But maybe we'll try it out one of these days just to hear. But people with the EcoBoost do say that sport mode makes a pretty considerable difference. So we're gonna go back to accessory here. So we got the radio. This is default screen for nav option, audio off. You'll see my iPhone connected. This does have the Wi-Fi hotspot. This has a built-in Wi-Fi antenna. It will pull LTE data down from AT&T services. On default, you get 3 months trial or 3 gigabytes of data, whichever comes first. I don't know. I don't really see paying for this. I think it's $10 a month, maybe. I don't see the option for it. We all have phones. I have like a 20 or 25 gig plan shared between us and the kids. We don't use a ton of data. The kids do. But honestly, either they're chewing the data from this or they're chewing the data from our other plan or our actual phone plan while we're on trips. Doesn't make any difference to me. I got, I think it's 6 months of Sirius that came with it. 5 years of the Sirius traffic, which the Sirius traffic is nice. And some other crap through Sirius. I forget what the other thing is. Maybe shows you like the local hangout spots or bars or gas or whatever. So you get 5 years of that, which is cool. I like the traffic. With the Sync Connect, I get the phone options, and we'll show you that. Maybe we'll try and get that on video a little bit later as well. But you can start, stop the car, unlock, lock the doors, which you don't really need it because I have the unlock thing on the side I forget about sometimes. We'll go through some of the functions with that, but some of the functionality is cool. It's cool to have the hotspot to update your sync firmware yourself. So here's the default. It's got the nav screen, all this other stuff. Going to audio, switches over to whatever preset that you're on. And phone, obviously you're going to get your phone options. You see text messages, change the device. You got Siri options. I have my phone inside the house. I don't even know what that one does. Okay, it says manages devices, text messaging, low battery notifications, a bunch of cool little stuff. Navigation, obviously click on your destination, and you have different options. You have POI, previous destinations, where your home is, work setup, favorites. You can see where some local food is. Let's say, I'm hungry for a hamburger or whatever. Click on food. It's going to tell me there's a Rita's down the street, there's a Baskin Robbins, whatever. We got a bunch of different options for stuff here. Hey, we can go get a wedding cake at Linda's Wedding Cakes. I didn't even know that place existed. So we got all kinds of stuff here. We got gas. I think this one tells the fuel prices too. If not, on the Sync app on your phone, it tells. Okay, so this does tell you the fuel prices. So we can see there's a Hess somewhere. It's got pretty much a Turkey Hill down in Fleetwood that's got the best price right now. But so that's a cool option if you care about gas prices. I don't really give a shit about gas prices all that much, to be honest. Hotels, we got ATMs. I wonder if it tells you if it's a free ATM. That would actually be pretty cool. No, it doesn't tell you. Yeah, it doesn't tell you the price of the ATM. That would have been cool, but I guess that's set by the bank. Let's see what the C all has. Alright, so we have entertainment, health, shopping, financial, automotive. So if you need a mechanic nearby, barber shops, nail salons, storage, you know, whatever. There's so much shit in here. I don't think she's a funeral home. Taylor's an alteration. I don't know why you would need any of this stuff. But it is cool that it has it. I don't think my Infinity had quite that robust of options. Another thing I will say, guys, I have multiple cars, multiple infotainment systems. I will say the Sync system is a great infotainment system. So far, it seems easy to navigate. It seems to pick up your speech very well. The voice is pleasant. It's so much better than dealing with my Infinity. That was kind of one of my pet peeves with the Infinity, was the infotainment system. And everybody knows at a Q50, I don't know if they updated it. I had the first generation Q50. I had a 2014. It was the first one out with the infotainment system. It was a big deal. It was a flop. Actually, Infinity sent me some money in the mail because I got a class action lawsuit on it. The Veloster, that infotainment system sucks complete donkey dick. Everything about that I hate. I'm an IT guy. I'm a pretty technical guy. If I have a hard time finding things, we are going to come back because the battery's going to die. All right, so we'll pick up where we left off. Was the infotainment system in the the Veloster. That's 2016 Veloster Turbo. The infotainment system is such complete dog shit in that vehicle. My wife can't figure out anything. She's always arguing with me about it. I try and screw around with it. It's not intuitive. And last thing you want to have with these complicated infotainment systems is great to have them, but if it's not intuitive and you got people fucking around with these things when they're driving, trying to find how to switch to XM or how to switch a CD, iPod, Bluetooth, whatever. If you can't do that stuff intuitively, that's when people hit shit when they're driving. So I will tell you, my Infinity was a little inundating when I first got it. I didn't use anything in there most of the time. I didn't like screwing around with it because it wasn't intuitive. So this is a little bit more intuitive. It's easier to use. So Ford, you guys did a good job on Sync 3 system so far. Again, I've only got a month of using it, but as we use it a little bit more, we'll see how comfortable we feel with it. We'll go back to home, see what else we got. Apps. I just have the travel link. That was the other thing. It was a Sirius travel link. So what that does, okay, so that'll tell me movie listings, fuel prices, weather, ski conditions, yada, yada, yada. Most of that shit I'm not going to use, but I think the traffic is a cool thing. That actually pops up on the screen. I think it gave an audible too when it did it. Told me traffic was ahead, showed me a blinking thing that there was an accident ahead, and gave me the option to reroute or do something else. So it was nice. This, I guess you got to be plugged in to do it. So that travel link was pretty cool. I don't know if it was part of the navigation or part of the Sirius travel link. So guess we'll see. So you got your sound options, clock, Bluetooth, phone, Sirius, navigation, mobile apps, general, 911 assist. So I think if you get in an accident, this will automatically call 911. Wi-Fi hotspot. Two cool things. I have the navigation, so it's not as cool for me, but I have this in the Mustang. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. CarPlay I like. You get the... we'll see if we can plug up my phone a little bit later, but if you guys haven't seen it, basically it brings up all your icons up on the screen. Launch Pandora, phone, Siri works, yada, yada, yada. Same thing with Android Auto. I don't have an Android phone, though. Valet mode. I don't know what this does. Same pin must enter again. Disable valet mode. Do you want to continue? No. So I don't know if they just can't go over a certain mile an hour with that. Possibly. So you can set the brightness, the auto dim. When your lights go on, the navigation will dim. The screen is bright as hell at night. So you definitely want that. Voice control, you can set it to shut off the advanced mode. And it's nice because it has the information buttons on the side to tell you what it is. Removes the voice prompts, so you can just get right to going if you know the voice prompts. Phone confirmation, tell you the caller. So it's nice that it has those little things. That's what I'm saying. It's intuitive, and if you don't know what it is, you just click on the information thing. Sound options, treble, mid-bass, mid-range bass. You can do speed compensated volume. You can do all seats or driver. The stereo's not bad in this thing. I don't know. It's a 7-speaker stereo. No subwoofer. I didn't get the kicker option. It was like another $700. I don't know. I'm not so much of a bass head anymore. I like my audio, but I don't know. It's not as important to me as what it was when I was younger. But the stereo sounds good enough. I don't know what it is. Maybe a Sony. It's not the Bang & Olufsen one.
I think the standard stuff with Sony, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't have any complaints. It sounds good. I have the settings. I mean, I don't really have anything tweaked. I turn up the treble 2 notches maybe. I turn up the mid bass and the mid range and bass up 1 notch. And it sounds pretty good. I mean, I don't crank it up. I keep it at, 6 or 8 when I'm driving. My ears are all fucked up nowadays, so I don't really bang my music like I used to unless there's a good jam on. I'll turn it up. I turned it up to like 18 or 20 the one day, and it still sounded clean. There was no crackling. It was nice, tight, solid, punchy bass. I mean, it sounded good for a low-end stereo system. I'm used to coming from shit that's got 10, 12, 14 speakers. It says little 7-speaker system. I think it's probably 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's probably 7. So it is a pretty decent setup. I can't complain about it. I mean, it sounds good. It works, so I'm cool with that. Save your options to switch between media. You got your Sirius presets, sources, AM. I wish I could remove some of these presets that I don't like because I don't listen to AM. I can't get FM signals out here too good. So I wish I could just completely remove these presets because when I'm toggling between these, I only want to see Sirius and I want to see my iPhone. I want to get rid of all the other shit. So it would be nice if they let you hide the sources, which I don't think they do, or I haven't found a way to do that yet. So that's one thing I would say it would be nice if Ford would add that option. It would be cool. Controls here, we'll put it back on accessories. Get your built Ford Tough thing up there. So the HVAC controls pretty straightforward. You got your temperature, you got your seat heaters. These seat heaters kick some serious ass. They won't turn on now because the car's not on. These seat heaters kick some serious ass. They get pretty rowdy. This is a little weird. I'm not used to being able to keep all 3 of these on at the same time. Usually it was just defroster and feet. And the recirculate button, I don't know, it's a little non-intuitive. But, whatever, it works. Rear defroster, I haven't really had a need to work with. I guess it's not going to turn on because the car's not on. I haven't had a need to use that yet. So you can go all the way up, all the way down. Will keep you at on, just low, and you have to turn that off. Either direction you go, it turns it right back on again. If you touch that, it goes back on again. So that is kind of cool how they set that up. You got your 2 high, 4 low. Again, you got 12 volt, 120 volt. I think we did that. Other thing we got is the remote window opener. I don't know how much I really care about that in the summer. I think it'll probably be a good option. So whatever. I mean, it came with the 302A package, I think it was. Other than that, that's pretty much it on the inside. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, these headrests. You can adjust these headrests if you like them pushing on your head a little bit more, and they snap back. They go up and down, obviously. So headrests are pretty cool. I'll show you the engine real quick. If I even know how to open up the hood. I think I've only opened this once so far. This was a little bit of a pain in the ass to find. Alright, there we go. So it's got the hood shocks on it. So there's your 2.7 liter baby boost. You got one little bit bigger to fist-sized turbo right there. And you got one little fist-sized turbo right there. You got the crossover pipes that hook over the air inlets. And there is, from what I understand, there's no exhaust manifolds on these. These are all plastic too. Those probably go out to the intercooler. So yeah, there's no exhaust manifolds on these. These are direct to the head or heads. I guess that's a save on spool, quicker spool, more efficient, yada yada yada. I'm not a Ford engineer, but that's what they tell you with this. Otherwise, everything's straightforward. You got your big cold air inlet in here, and intercooler's peeking in there somewhere. I'm guessing that one is probably the intercooler.
Yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. You guys have all seen engines before, so I'm not going to bore you with the specifics. Looks like Ford painted the insides black now. Yeah, that all looks black. Yeah, a little bit of a blue reflection off of the paint, but that's kind of weird. They did the under hood and engine bay completely black now instead of doing the non-cleared color coat or color matched. But whatever, I'm sure there was probably a reason why they did that. I'll get that shut. We'll show you guys what the lights look like. So here's what the halogens look like. You can see them shining in the garage a little bit. They look like they would be bright from there, but I mean, they don't look bad. It's not that they're not bright, they're just not HIDs. I'm used to having HIDs. I mean, the Veloster doesn't have HIDs, but I don't drive that much unless I have to. I really hate driving that car. My wife loves it. Well, actually, she's not in love with it anymore. The honeymoon period is over with that car, so we're looking forward to getting rid of that. It always felt like a clown car, but it feels more like a clown car now that I'm driving this. I'll show you the option for the tailgate. So right here you have your tailgate button. This will turn on the box LEDs and the box lights there. And I think it actually turns on these too, unless that's just because the door's open. I've not tested that out because I usually have the door shut. So again, guys, hope you guys enjoy the review. I know it's probably a little scattered. The other thing we got the remote start. Do your lock 2 times. That should start up. So again, any of you guys that do not have remote start, this is a great thing. I like it. We'll probably do a quick run around the block with it so you guys can see what it feels. Well, you can't see what it feels like, but we'll do a quick run around the block with it and get a little in-car footage so you see it's nice and smooth run. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright guys, truck's been started up 2 or 3 minutes. One thing I do like about the remote start is you do have to do a single lock first and then start it, so make sure nobody's walking away or driving away with your truck. So as I told you before, we got the parking aid. If you can see that, it'll show the truck. It has 3 back sensors or 4 back sensors, and then you got the backup camera that has the hitch assist. So the center lines, if you can see that, which you probably can't, will tell you where your hitch is. So you can hear something's beeping, probably my trash cans. These things are a little sensitive. I found they're probably a little bit better than what my Mountaineer is, but I found the ones on my Mountaineer are super sensitive. Alright. So as I was telling you guys before, we got the manual shift buttons up top. I don't have a need for the manual shift. It is a little chilly. It's 34 degrees out, as you guys can see. So it's a little bit chilly. We'll just do another loop around the development, like we did with the Mustang. We'll just go around the outer rim, though. We won't go through the middle and come back down. But overall, if you guys haven't driven a truck in a while, trucks do not drive like trucks anymore. I used to drive my mom's boyfriend, who's now husband. I used to drive his early 2000s Silverado, or late 90s Silverado. I think maybe it was 96, 98, something like that. That thing, and with that not being a full crew cab like this is, it just felt really clunky, harsh, tight. It felt like a truck, you know. So the new trucks don't really feel like trucks anymore. I mean, I've taken out 3 or 4 F150s between 2016 and 2018. Took out a couple 2.7 Ecos, took out a 5-liter. Didn't take out a 3.5, but again, the 2.7 is kind of where I wanted to be. I need an all-around
good vehicles. I wanted the gas mileage, but I still wanted some towing. Supposedly, from talking to guys on the net, that the 2.7 liter Eco is that's the fastest of the bunch. Quarter mile times, 0 to 60 times. Apparently, that is the fastest of them all. I don't know. I haven't even really got into boost with this thing yet. I don't really feel the need. I mean, I got a Mustang that's fast. I don't give a shit if this thing is like blindingly fast. I'm not trying to do burnouts. I'm just, I don't know. I guess I'm an adult. I don't need to drive around like an asshole in the truck, like most guys do, that I find. But, you know, it's nice to have some power when you need it. I like to have a little bit of power for on-ramps, getting on the highway, stuff like that. So it's nice to have a little bit of power. Right here is where the guy lives that actually has the Terminator. He's got it actually sitting outside there. It's a shame for a car. But again, power is good. I haven't really laid into it yet. I don't have the need. So, whatever. Guys are like, oh, you gotta have a 5 liter. You want to have that V8 sound. You know, everybody's like, you gotta have that V8 sound. I think everybody forgets that I have a loud and obnoxious Mustang. I don't want that loud V8 sound. If I want that, I got another car that does it. I want something that's comfortable. I want something that drives good, gets decent gas mileage, and still got enough power to tow and haul things. This seemed like the best all-around fix for that. So far, I'm happy with the 2.7 liter Eco. We'll see how it goes in a few months or a year or whatever after I get some mileage and some driving time on it. But again, the thing is, it feels good. It's not stiff. It's not jarring. It's a nice, comfortable ride. Took a couple small trips with the family. They were happy with the ride. Everybody's stretched out, having a good time. You know, I didn't have any complaints like I did with my other cars. The Infinity was nice because it was a little bit bigger, but like when I had my IS300, the kids bitched all the time. It was too tight. And my Volvo before that was just a tad bigger. Then I got the G37 sedan. That was a little bit bigger. They were okay with that. But my stepson always bitches. Oh, I get motion sickness. He's fucking around on his phone the whole time. So he didn't bitch about the motion sickness in this thing, which is good. So less complaints. So sorry I didn't do a very long drive around, but you guys get the idea. It's a truck. Doesn't feel like a truck. Drives good. It's got power. You know, it does what it does well, apparently. So we'll see. It's probably going to start snowing in the next week or two here. So we'll see how it does in the snow. I'm kind of curious about that. I haven't had a pickup truck in the snow. So I'm a little curious how that is going to do. I know some guys put sandbags in the back, whatever. I'm going to try it without it, see how it does. I do not have the locking diff. I just have the regular four-wheel drive system. So we'll see if that was a mistake not getting that. I don't know yet. But again, guys, if you like the videos, don't like them, whatever. I hope you like them. Thumbs up. Get me some likes. Share my videos if they're useful. Subscribe, please. Support me. The more you guys get interested in the things, the more I'll get interested in doing some videos. Again, I know they're not the greatest. I'm kind of starting out. I'll figure out how to do some video editing. I work full-time. I just kind of do this when I'm bored, or if I got something going on, share on my channel, share on Facebook pages, whatever. So as I start getting some more free time, I'll start learning some editing. I'll make this stuff a little bit better. I got a real cheap camera. Maybe I'll get a little bit better camera, but I think the quality's pretty good. You guys tell me if the quality's shit. If you guys want to hear some music in the videos, let me know. You know, I'm going to try to figure out how to do this. I wish YouTube still had their video editor. They got rid of that video editor, which I think was nice to have. But they got rid of it, so it was easier for me to add music and do some trimming. If you guys have any suggestions on good, free to cheap video editing software for Windows, I would appreciate that. I have a Windows 10 box that I'm using that I just download stuff off my SD card. I forget what the name of the software was. It's some free thing I downloaded. It's a little convoluted, a little hard to use. So if you guys have any free to cheap, easy softwares to use for video editing, get some music and some shit in there, I would appreciate it. That would be cool. Other than that, I'll just kind of look on some people's videos on YouTube and see what they're using. But again, guys, like, subscribe, smack that like button, share the videos. More support I get, more videos I'll do. And again, if you guys have suggestions for something you want to see in the truck, something you want to see in the Mustang or the Veloster. Nobody gives a shit about the Veloster. But if you guys want a video of the Veloster, run through of it, I'll do that. You know, we'll drive around, we'll talk about the things I don't like about the Veloster. There's not a ton I do like about it, to be honest, but I can probably squander up a few things that are pretty decent about it. But other than that, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.